What's up, guys? Scott with another Doing It Better video here. As usual, I've got a fairly specific topic that I want to talk about today, and it was kind of inspired by a hangout on air that I watched today of a guy that you guys may have heard about. And you know who he is at this point because you read the description, title of the video. But the topic that I wanted to talk about today is about mentors. And before I get into that, I kind of want to give a little bit of background. And about, in fact, 5 days from now, a year ago, 17th of January 2015, I was really different. Really different. I was almost 60 pounds heavier, carrying around a bad attitude all the time, angry about this and that, and the stupidest shit. That was all dumb. It was all dumb. I'm not maintaining a good relationship with my wife because I was in such a bad mood all the time. You know, having alcohol every night, and I'm not just talking about, having a beer or a glass of wine or something like that. So, just all kinds of, just not good. And I woke up on the 17th and just decided that, I'm done. It's time for a change. And it's time to live a better life, which is why I made the channel. Doing It Better, it's where the name came from and everything. It's like, I just have to do this better. I've got to do life better. I've got much more potential in me than I'm acting out. And I didn't realize it at the time. I hadn't externalized it yet, but that's why I was pissed off. Because I knew I wasn't happy with what I was doing. And I wasn't happy with what I was doing because I knew that I could do more. So, I had been following for a little while a guy named Greg Plitt, who is now passed, and a few weeks later I had found out that on that day he had actually died, the day that I woke up and decided that I wanted to change. And so I'm not a big afterlife person or anything like that, but I do believe that there has to be something else, and I don't find it to be a coincidence that a person I'd been following and was so heavily impacted by died on a day that I decided to make such an extreme change. I do believe that, energy is never destroyed, it's transferred. That could be an explanation, I'm not sure, but I don't think that it's a coincidence. And I took a lot of mentorship from him as far as attitude management, life philosophy and point of view, and the due diligence and benefits of hard work and fitness. That was one of his main deals, was being a fitness model and having a website and all these kinds of things. And so that kind of gets me on the topic of tonight, of being mentors and how critical and essential that they are. And this is something that was kind of hard for me because I have this attitude, not even attitude, but a personality type. It's like, no, I can do it by myself. I can do it by myself. I can do it by myself. And as it's kind of a double-edged sword in a manner of speaking, because as an entrepreneur, somebody that's starting my own business, publishing books, just published my first book not too long ago, you kind of do have to do some things by yourself. And so you have to kind of walk this line of not being dependent, but not being unwilling to say that you need help or that somebody knows how to do something better than you do. And so that, you can hear my dogs moving around in the background. That kind of brings me back again to the topic of mentorship. It is so essential, and it is so critical. And I think that a lot of us don't ask for mentorship because of an ego problem. Like I was just talking about, I want to do it by myself. I don't need to ask anybody. I don't need anybody's help. But I think that that's a really ignorant and kind of primal way to feel about things, because we can still be self-dependent and self-reliant, but be smart enough to know that other people know how to do things better than we do. They can cut the learning curve. They can, show you the things not to do, show you the exact things to do to get you exactly where it is that you want to go, shorten the distance that you need to travel to get to the same location because they've taken those steps before. You don't have to fall into the same potholes that they fell into. And I think that it's critical. And so I wanted to talk about that a little bit today, as well as give a shout out to Dewan Bayney, because I was on his live hangout air today, like I was saying, and asked a question and received a great response. Been following him for a long time on social media, mostly on YouTube. Found his very first video. I can remember watching YouTube, and I was barbecuing steaks outside, and I just decided that I wanted to kind of pursue internet businesses and making my living at home, because I don't want to do the 9 to 5 sitting in somebody else's desk, not having control over my schedule. I don't want to be away from home. I want to be here to be able to take care of my dogs and eventually our kids. My wife's a pharmacy tech, and so she doesn't have that option, and so it's just what makes sense for my life. And so I started exploring the avenues of Kindle publishing. And so I'm sitting there YouTubing, and I find one of his videos about Kindle publishing, and it being his 15,000, I can't remember what it was, but 15,000 first year or something like that video, and it was just awesome. It just kind of an eye opener. And so I really started delving into Kindle publishing even more and more and more, and that's what has eventually got me to the point now where I have published my first book, 81 Dog Foods or Not, and it's just, it kind of hurts my brain to think about how far back I would still be if I hadn't been willing to accept that mentorship. He didn't directly mentor me as far as like we were on Skype or something like that talking, and he was like, okay, Scott, you need to do this today, you need to do this today. But he's even talked about before in some of his videos about a mentor can be a book, a mentor can be YouTube videos, a mentor can be any other source of information that has the information that you need that can cut that learning curve, cut that travel time down that I was talking about. And so D1 has been absolutely essential in this regard. And so I just wanted to send a shout out to him and say thank you for having a little more communication back and forth today. And it's just really refreshing to see somebody that has a fairly large size loyal following that is extremely successful, that does make more, way more money than I do, and isn't totally full of themselves and actually takes some time to want to actually give back instead of just being like, I need to figure out how to get more. They're wanting to give something back. So, shout out to D1. Thank you so much. It's totally revolutionized my thought process on the possibilities of what can happen with your time, with your life. If you are interested in Kindle publishing, you need to check out D1's videos, or any type of other online business, or just building a lifestyle that you want, that you're passionate about. You need to check out his channel. If you are doing any type of Kindle publishing, you need to check out his tool, K-Bit Promotions, because wow, that time saver, big time saver, which I think that if you're at any point in life where you've lived any kind of trials, you know that the most essential, most valuable asset is your time. So if you can find a way to save time and use it better, then that's what you need to be doing. And that's what that can do for you. That's what that tool can do for you. So I'm going to wrap up here. I'm just over 9 minutes, 9 minutes and 21 seconds. I don't want this to be a super long video. I have a tendency to rant, as the people that watch my videos know. I know it's not a lot of you, but you know that I like to rant. So I'm going to try and wrap it up. But mentorship. Don't be afraid to ask for a mentor. Don't be afraid to look for a mentor. And you might get shot down if you're looking for a mentor. My mentors have basically been, in this regard, have been books and YouTube videos. So don't be afraid to ask for one. You might get told no, but you just got to keep searching for one. I think that Dewan has been absolutely essential. So I am going to wrap up, say thank you to Dewan one more time, let him know that I'm going to continue to follow his channel. I'm going to keep learning. Hopefully I get to see some more of the Hangout Air live streaming sessions that he's doing, and just keep learning more and more and more. And go, if you guys have a dog, if you know somebody that has a dog, if you're just curious about them, or you just plan on getting one in the future or anything, go and check out my book this week up until the 15th while it's free on Kindle Publishing, and download it. 81 foods that you should and shouldn't be feeding your dog, and it can be a real lifesaver. This isn't a push for sales or anything, because right now the thing is free and it's not going to make me a dime. It's just that's what I believe in, is making sure that you're feeding your dogs the right food. And it's not about, I'm not saying you need to feed this brand or that brand. I'm just saying, do you know if you should feed your dog xylitol or not? Do you know what xylitol is or what it's in? I guarantee you that somebody right now is eating it that you know. So stop on over there, stop at D1's channel, check out my book on Kindle Publishing, 81 Dog Foods or Not, and just realize that if you take the time, find a mentor, put in the work, put in the due diligence, that you can change your life, you can change your aspects and your views on life, and you can just do something great. So take care and go and do something great, guys. Take care.